Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to go over Solana. So Solana in the weekly time frame, we are trading at $241 as expected for the price to kind of retrace down as a lot of people are taking profits from the recent all-time high of $264. In terms of the RSI here, we do see it at 73%. It is still considered as overbought, so we are going to see some of that selling pressure going into this week and possibly next week. Now, I do anticipate the price holding on to $211 depending on how this momentum does play out. We do see the MACD indicator still in the heavy dark histograms, which does build our momentum up. And again, I am anticipating the price hold on to the 211 as the price is correcting itself to continue and retest our resistance in hopes to hit the 332. Maybe 332 is a little bit ambitious, but definitely coming up and retesting the 234. That's only if we're able to hold the 211. The reason why I say that is if we come down and retest this area of support, or not necessarily retest this area of support, but kind of test the theory on the support, because it was the previous resistance, it does kind of go into the theory of resistance turned into support, support turned into resistance. So if the price does come down and retraces closer to $192, then ultimately it does a steep correction, and it may weaken the overall bearish or the overall bullish trend itself. So again, I am hoping that we do hold on the 211 after this correction does happen and then retest the 264. In terms of the daily time frame here, again, we're seeing that natural pullback as the price retraced to the 264, hitting that all-time high. But most importantly, we are holding above the 78% of our fib. This is ideally what we wanted to happen in the last video, is kind of holding strong at the 233. Now we can see that the histograms itself is getting darker in the color, and most importantly getting bigger in these histograms itself. So the bearish trend may still continue on. What we may see is that consolidation before we see that breakout, either an uptrend or downtrend. So I'm just going to pull these guys out here because this was a recent resistance line at the $249. We may see that resistance kind of test in this area of consolidation. Now, one of the things here, I know this is kind of thinking outside of the box, but because we're at this very tall, this very uptrend for Solana itself, this may possibly be a head and shoulders forming here. We did need to have high volumes coming into the first quarter of the left shoulder itself. And if we see a rejection down here, this may be the second shoulder, and price may come down to the 192 if it does play out. But again, it may not. We do kind of just want to monitor this in the next couple of days to come here. Now, going into the immediate short term for 4 hours, we can see again the price itself was hitting resistance at $240 here. So $240 was the immediate resistance. We can see that our moving averages here are getting closer together, but most importantly, it was kind of moving side to side. Normally when they're hitting resistance and they're moving horizontally like this, it does show a sign of consolidation where the price is going to move from resistance to an area of support itself. But it does look like possibly we might have that golden cross where we see the 20 moving average cross above our 50 moving average itself. We have seen again our momentum kind of our momentum kind of building up as well. We do ideally want this signal line for our MACD kind of cross over our 0 line to kind of show us that bullish momentum in order to come up and retest this area of resistance itself and ultimately break above the 61%. In terms of the RSI here, we do see it at 62% for our RSI. Again, it is still skyrocketing towards the overbought territory. Not quite yet, but it does show us some bullish sentiment here. The only thing that we do see from the last 62%, we saw a break from that and then came down to a downwards trend. But that isn't the fact right now because it's not at the same dollar amount of $245. So we are most likely going to come up, and the test here would be 61% if we're able to close above it. So the most likely scenario that I'm kind of seeing and gathering from all of our time frames is if the support of $233 or $232 does hold on to support, especially around the daily time frame, then the price is going to come up and retest the area of resistance at $250. So long as we're seeing an increase in terms of our volume, then we're able to retest that area of resistance. But let me know what you guys think down below. This is my last video. Thanks so much for tuning in with me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.